Hey, welcome back, everybody. We got another webinar on deck for you here. My name is Patrick, and as always, we're hoping to provide some extra education and a little different perspective here on the markets. Everything we talk about in this video is for education purposes and example use only. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Let's talk corn strategies in here. Guys are moving along really nicely with corn harvest. Sounds like guys have some extra bushels, so you're either going to be storing on farm or you're going to be looking in town. And so on farm stores, we're going to talk about the fence position. If you have to haul to town, again, we've talked here in the past couple of weeks about how we're not big fans of deferred pricing or commercial storage. What we would rather see guys do is sell cash and buy a call, and we'll cover that strategy here one more time. Let's go to the on-farm storage portion of it. This is a marginal position. We call it the fence. What you're doing is you're buying a March 490 put that was going to cost you 13 cents an option premium, and at the same time you're going to sell a March 550 call. You're going to collect 9 cents an option premium, bringing your net cost to 4 cents. Now you've got a price floor established on the future side of things at 486, and you've got a price ceiling up at 546. So in other words, what that means is if the market goes to 450, your futures are protected at 486. If the market goes to 6, your futures max price is 546. Now keep in mind, March right now is at about $5. So if the corn market were to go to 6, you're foregoing selling at 5 now to accept a 546 future price later. So you have to be willing to give up a little bit of potential top side. We don't know where the top's going to be. You have to ask yourself if you can live with it. But remember, you're foregoing the $5 price. Same on the downside. You're foregoing selling $5 March corn now, which means you're going to get a 486 price floor in the worst case scenario. So if we go to 450, things are looking okay, but sure, you could have sold at 5 here instead. So there's some things to keep in mind. Here's how this looks on the on the chart. You see that white dash line down below, 490 put. We probably don't want to be holding grain below that price, so it's a good floor to have. And the 550 call is definitely in the upper end here of a potential move if the market wants to go higher. So those are the levels that we're looking at if you have corn that you're going to be storing on farm. Now, what about if you have to haul things into town or you're considering deferred price contracts or commercial storage? Well, first off, and we've explained this a few times, you're just not getting paid to store the corn, especially on the commercial side. So what to us makes more economic sense would be to go out and say buy a call. And what you're going to do is you're going to sell your cash corn at 495 D's, okay, D's futures here today, let's say, and then you're going to re-own with a March $5 call, and that's going to cost you 25 cents. Well, now you have a known price floor of 470 on the future side, and then your top side remains open. And as we've explained, let's be honest, if you're putting grain in commercial storage because you don't really like the price today and you're hoping that it's going to go higher. So that call is going to achieve the same principle. However, you have your downside fixed or protected this time. Whereas if you just go out into commercial storage, not only are you not getting paid the full amount that it takes to hold bushels in storage, you don't have downside price protection either. So there's a lot of unknowns out there. Here's how, again, that would look on the chart. You've got that 470 floor with the white dash line down below. And then the $5 call is at the money currently. So it's going to move roughly penny for penny with the March contract. So if March goes higher, that option premium should follow along nicely. And again, your top side's open, less your premium paid. Again, if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out and let us know. Let's just wrap this thing up here. As always, you got to do what you're comfortable with. We like to call it the headache factor. What do you want to manage? What can you live with? Do you want to manage margin calls? Do you want a fixed risk position? Do you want to have your upside and downside open? Do you want to have your downside closed or fixed with your upside open? Okay, these are all questions that come down to the individual that you have to answer for yourself. We can certainly help you with some of those questions, but the final decision is going to come down to you. As always, we got to protect our margins and our downside. That's what we're looking at when we present this stuff to you guys. It makes more economic sense if you're looking at commercial storage or deferred price. It makes more economic sense to use the board. You don't have to do that. We're just saying that penny for penny, that's what makes most sense. Lastly, we always try and highlight that there's really three main risk variables: basis risk, your downside risk, and your upside risk. Goes back to our main point above on the headache factor. How many of these variables do you want to juggle at one time? Lastly, guys, we are so close, I believe, to 500 subscribers. So help us out. Hit the subscribe button if you appreciate the content. We appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like button. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask us. We're more than happy to help. And we'll catch you here again soon. Thanks.